You have her gun license, her rights, or any of that. That is way beyond the law, way beyond.
Relatives of 17-year-old Trayvon Johnson are angry the teenager was shot and killed last night by a homeowner who police say was protecting her property.
He was not supposed to die like this. He had a future ahead of him. Trayvon had goals. He was a very funny guy. He was very big on education. He loved going to school. He loved learning.
Last night, Miami-Dade police say the D.A. Dorsey Technical College student burglarized a home south of 79th Street near I-95, just blocks away from where he lives. Detectives say the 54-year-old homeowner was alerted of the break-in by her security system. With officers already on their way, she rushed home to check things out, and police say she was armed.
She observed a subject exiting the home through the rear.
According to detectives, there was a confrontation and one shot was fired. Johnson was pronounced dead at the hospital.
Hey, what's wrong with her? She did not have to shoot him.
There's no reason that she should have waited until after he walked out the yard to try to shoot him.
She called the police already, then why would she shoot him?
Relatives say they don't believe Johnson stole anything from the home, but detectives would not confirm that.
You have to understand, you have to look at it from every child's point of view that was raised in the hood. How he gonna get his money to have clothes to go to school?
While the investigation continues into whether the shooting was justified or not, detectives want to remind the public that, if possible, it's best not to take these types of situations into your own hands.
If there's any type of situation that happens or they believe there's a burglary at their home or any type of confrontation, dial 911. Have the police go out.
Welcome back, my PBM family. Welcome back. Another episode of Old School Cops presented by PBM. You send us the videos, we'll give you the assessment. This is the most experienced squad in social media. When I tell you we got almost 100 years of law enforcement, we have specialized units. We got local to the DEA level, feds. We got international policing. I mean, we have a squad here that is so diverse. There's not too much that will get past us, especially when we have the OG of law enforcement, Ted Golden. This guy, we just found out, me and Shane just found out, he was locking up bad guys taking dope off the street when me and Shane was 10 years old. So when I tell you, we got some hell of an experience here tonight, what the squad consists of. Yes, was 10 years old, and this guy was taking dope off the street, locking up bad guys, making the community much safer. He did it so well as a city cop. He took his talents to the federal level and became a hell of a DEA agent. You send us a video, and the squad actually gives the assessment. If you want us to answer any questions, just write it in the comments, and we'll try to answer it the best way we know how. This particular video was sent in. It's accountability all the way around. We just not giving accountability to cops. We give accountability to everybody else. What pisses me off about this video, this kid lost his life and he's 15 years old. So what went wrong? Why is he breaking into somebody's house? But on the flip side of that, are we trying to give excuses like he's from the hood? Like we're all from the hood. It just went the hell way over my head. I didn't even understand where she was going at with it. You know, when she says a statement like this, and people that's not from our community, they look at him and they just paint all of us in this picture to where they think we're all like that. And being from the hood doesn't automatically give you a stamp of being a criminal, being somebody who would rob somebody's house. We're all from the hood. We've never robbed nobody's house. We actually went into law enforcement because we was victimized by law enforcement. They came back and said, you know what? One of the solutions that we thought, right, is to come back and police our own community. Keep those guys out that we all complain about. And now you got somebody from your community who understands the culture of people and is now able to actually police effectively. Because a lot of problems that I've seen in law enforcement is if you're not from there and you're from deep suburbs and then you get thrown into an inner city, you don't understand the culture. You don't understand the language. Certain things mean one. I've seen all stuff like that. Don't even mean that. Oh, chill, relax. It's just that they're trained to deal with that type of culture. You know, not making them bad. But I blame the police department. How you going to give a guy from deep suburbs, throw him in the city and don't educate him? Don't give him enough understanding of the people that he's actually going to police. You know, I was one who went over to Afghanistan as an international police advisor and built a whole police program, right? Got a combination from a full bird colonel on excellent, outstanding police work, right? As far as how I was able to come in there and build. But before I did that, when I tell you I spent I think weeks on cultural training when I had to go to Afghanistan, how to sit. Don't look at the female, look at the male. Let the male introduce you to the female. The whole culture was just so, it was real interesting to understand and get a front seat education on at the Afghan culture. And then I sit back and go, why is it not like this in the U.S.? They spending thousands and thousands of dollars to train me so I can have an understanding and not offend the Afghan culture. Don't shake with this. Don't say this. You can't sit up with your feet facing somebody. You know how we just sit regular and you have your foot on the other foot and it's just you're resting your leg? You can't have the bottom of your foot facing somebody. That's a sign of disrespect over there. Like it's like certain things that they emphasized for us to understand the culture because they didn't want to offend it. But you throw somebody in the inner city, but you don't give them cultural diversity training. Like, it just bugs me out. Like, come on. We have some major issues. And then now the accountability factor. Somebody sent this video and said, what you think? I'm not, accountability goes not just for officers, for everybody. This young man, something went wrong with this young man if he's breaking into houses at what, 15? He was a 15-year-old kid, right? Come on, that's a major problem right there.
Right.
Then you see the people around them, they're like, oh, you don't treat nobody like that. He didn't do any. Dude, he broke into somebody's house.
Exactly.
Like, come on, let's be realistic here. Let's have some accountability. He was wrong for doing that. Should he have died? No. Should he have been breaking into somebody's house? No. Like, but we gotta have some type of accountability here.
Right.
He's definitely wrong for that.
That's so true, Joe. You know, they got a saying, you know, you play stupid games, you win stupid prizes. And what he did was stupid. And that's why, you know, we got to start young. We got to reach out to these kids young. I remember Ted just a little while ago talking about a program of getting them to the high schools first, hunting for these guys, good guys to get on. I don't think he had any good role models. Perhaps there was no big brother or uncle or father in the household. Could have been raised by the mother or aunties. That's something you just don't do. You know, you go ahead and break into somebody's house. What are you expecting to happen? You're going to get out there unscathed? There's so many things that can happen by you doing that. And that's why it's so important for us to talk to our young people, you know, doing the thing that Ted is doing, going from high school to high school, trying to reach these young ones to try to prevent them from making these type of errors and mistakes. This could have all been avoided on both sides. None of this needs to happen at all. None of this needs to happen. If someone would have pull him to the side, perhaps talk to him. But we have a conscience too as young people. We know right from wrong. Mm-hmm. He had no business going there. And then you had the young lady, as you mentioned, Joe, co-signing on, well, he's an inner city kid. He's trying to get some money. There's a lot of ways. When I was a kid growing up trying to get some money, I had a lemonade stand. I had a paper route. I was running paper. I shovel snow for $5. I was shoveling snow.
Grass, like
cutting grass, exactly. And if you had a big yard, I got $10. So I wanted to make money, but I knew how to do it. Nothing ever crossed my mind to say, you know what? Let me go rob my neighbor. Let me go break into this household. It never even crossed my mind. My mind was like, okay, what can I do to get this money legally the right way? I'm going to have people support me. Not how can I finagle and cut corners and break into a home. It doesn't make sense at all. And on the other side of that too, as a homeowner, you gotta be careful. You know, it sounded like the officer said that the young man was exiting the household. We don't know the whole parameters around what's going on. You could put yourself as a homeowner in a precarious situation if you just charge your firearm. A lot of times the person may be in the wrong, but in today's time period, you could be sued. You know, depending on the situation. We don't know the full circumstance, but we do know he was in the house. He should have been in the house. We know that, you know, he had an untimely demise. But that's why it's so important, guys, as Tez mentioned, Joe, you talked about, we got to reach these young ones. We got to reach these young people because we're making a lot of bad errors, man. We're doing a lot of things unnecessarily that doesn't need to happen. So, you know, that's my take. And I'll pass it on to the OG.
Hey, man, it's a classic example of the take ethic versus the work ethic. See, when it becomes normal and acceptable behavior to go take something, instead of it being normal and acceptable behavior to go get you a job and make some legitimate money. It's easier to take stuff, okay? And it becomes acceptable for them and their peers and their family. The girl said what she said was true. Well, we can't get, we're going to take it. And that's what they do. They go out and take it. And that's the scary part, because at some point in time, you're going to take something from the wrong person, you know, whether you right or wrong. Okay, let's call a spade a spade. When you in the hood, robbing drug dealers is common. It's every day, because they got money all the time. You sit and watch them, and when you see them get what they're gonna get, and you know they tight, that's when you go take what you want. You don't want the dope, you want their money. Okay, right. Get up. What they say, get up. They wasn't joking either. Now, this young man, this ain't the first time he's done this. Okay, he's calm and nonchalant. He's done this before, and he got away with it, and he thought everything gonna be okay. And lo and behold, the wrong person shows up. Now let's talk about the people who break into houses and what the consequences are. The biggest consequence is you're gonna walk in on the wrong person at the wrong time, and they're gonna drop your ass. That's all it is to it. Okay, and it's sad, unfortunately. I tell people, especially women, get you a baseball bat. You don't need a gun. Just get you a baseball bat, Louisville Slugger, by the way, not no aluminum bat, a wood baseball bat, and you knock a home run. Okay, you know, if you don't want to pull the trigger, just drop that baseball bat on them. But realistically, what we got to do is like you were talking about. We got to catch them early. We got to figure out ways of convincing them not to do what they do. I mean, think about the young man we met, Joe, at the middle school the other day, who was selling vape pens. He took that $200 he made, and his mama took it and paid the bills with. Yeah. And that's his job. That's his job. And he wasn't mad. She took the money. So this has become acceptable by parents, by friends, by relatives. Oh, you know, come on. Back in the day, Joe, you know, you got that cashmere coat, that trench coat, right on the street, right? Right? Come on now. You got that diamond ring, them gold chains. You know, you the guy on the corner. I got what you need. I got what you need right here. So we know where they come from, but we got to figure out how to get things done better, and we got to be serious, because not only did the girl co-sign on it, okay, but she tried to say, why did she shoot him? He didn't have nothing. How you know he didn't have nothing? Right. And how do you know what he has done in the past? Yeah. You know, we don't know what these folk have done. And it's scary, because this is all that they know. I mean, my house got burglarized when I was campaigning for sheriff the first time. They came to my house. My sheriff stuff was all over the kitchen table. They took my son's video games and a flat screen television, and my neighbors caught him. Okay. And my son, who's a cop, he said, I know who it was, Dad. All right. The thing is, they think it's okay. But it ain't okay when it could cost you your life. Right. You take your last breath with that hot lead hit you. And you know what happened when that hot lead hit you, Joe, right? When that hot lead hit you, they asked for two things, Mama and Jesus. And not necessarily in that order. Okay? So if they can talk. So we got to wake up, man, and ask the question, do we want our babies to become adults, safely become adults? And that means we got to work at it and be there for them and give them good advice. Find something for them to do and find legitimate ways for them to make money. Okay? We don't have newspaper routes no more, Joe. Yeah. Okay? And you can't stand on the corner and sell lemonade, because they'll come take your lemonade. Now you can stand on the corner and give away water and get $1 for the water. Hey, okay? They still got lawns to cut. That's right. I agree with you. They still got lawn. My kids are adults now, but when I tell you they had some contracts for several different lawns. That's what's up. They went out and they cut grass for their money. So there is hustles out here, legal hustles that you can make. Yeah. You don't gotta be out here breaking. All my kids worked, all of them. The last one of them. Matter of fact, that younger one, the number 3 son, he figured out that the money he was making barely put gas in his car. He said, so how come I don't just start working? You just give me my allowance. I said, dude, That ain't the way it works. You got to get up and go get this job. Because I want you to understand what a work ethic is all about. It ain't about you making money. It's about you getting up and going to that job on time, okay, and representing yourself well. So when you do have a chance to go get a real job one day, you know how to respond when you're working around people, especially when you're making money and folk expect you to deliver a service.
100%.
So you know what it's all about.
It's
Let's pray for that family, man. Pray for that family, Joe. Pray for that family.
Definitely. So we putting in the work now, man. We're still in high schools and high schools trying to mentor these kids. So the PBM brand, the squad is definitely still in the community, still putting in this work. So listen, we appreciate the videos. We appreciate the support. And once again, if you want to be a part of the PBM breaking news, my boy Dave's going to put the link in the actual bio. So you can actually, you see breaking news, you press the link, go live, and you can show us what you got and be a part of the PBM segment. So appreciate the support. See you next video.